down there. This is the best practice for leadership, truly speaking. Sometimes you learn from each other. Not everybody comes from project management. Not every other person comes from a structured family, probably. Not everybody has been in this space to know how to handle issues when they come blowing. Sometimes your spouses really have a very, very difficult time. Before I became the PS, you know, I used to wonder, kwa nini naweza tafuta mtu siku mbili tatu na hapatikani? But the kind of work that comes with serving people, everybody is looking up to you and to solve a problem. And when it comes to solution solving, I always talk about impact. What impact are you leaving when you're trying to solve any problem anywhere in this country? And what is the sustainability about the same? That is where it comes to who do you partner with? Who do you talk to? Who are you serving? That cannot go unnoticed. I am informed that this is a registered entity. That even gives it more power. You can go out there. You can look for something, a commonality that you can do together as a group of women and drive it for the benefit of this country. I know in a softer tone, people call me the PS Correctional Services. Lakini mi huko nje naitangwa Muthoni wa jela, Muthoni wa prisons, Muthoni wa magereza. And I've accepted. Because those are the people I deal with on a daily basis. And my call to you as women, there are lots of things that are happening out there. Why don't you wake up one day and advocate for the children who are in prison? They are your children. It is our call. On Tuesday, I'll be going to, it's called Oljororo. Is it? Marman in Yahuruna. Marmanet for afforestation. If you come from there, come we go together. Because hii Kenya ni yetu sisi wote. When His Excellency talks about 15 billion trees, he's not telling Muthoni or you alone. He's talking to all of us because it is a common issue in our spaces. So as correctional services, we decided we are not going to sit down and see how the climate change is moving. We will go and do afforestation. And the first place we have chosen is Marmanet. Kuna msitu hapo. Tuende tupande miti 10,000. Kuja hiyo siku. It serves the purpose of a group like this. Ours is basically just a department focused on one direction. But as a group, what I'm emphasizing on is the unity of purpose. Unity of purpose, that we are together because of something that we want to achieve. Honorable lady, allow me to take you through some of the areas that you come across while you're out there. In prison today, we are holding a huge percentage of children below 35 years. Those are the sons and daughters. In prison today, when we release that 35-year-old that comes to your constituency, the minute issues that disturb the people who elect your spouse. And for us, we will be helping because we want to decongest our prisons. We want to relieve those who have small offenses. Sasa ukipata mama akiuza mandazi kwa barabara, alafu tunamweka ndani 9 months, it doesn't make sense. Okay? It's basically saying this is a lady who is looking for something to feed on. Therefore, a conversation, a diplomatic way of dealing with that issue would suffice. Instead of putting everybody and sleeping on a cold floor. And that's why we are keeping on talking about our 1 prisoner, 1 bed, 1 mattress, 1 baby, 1 cot. The children in prison and the people in prison, if you show people empathy, you're touching on their hearts. You're asking them, look, we don't hate you, we just want you to correct your behavior. So as the First Lady's institution, I'm thinking of ways how you can also help in the society to build this country of ours through the platform that you have been given. And because on a selfish point of view, I'm looking at views in terms of my department. However, on a bigger range, I've also talked about greening Kenya, afforestation, matters health. I know that is very huge with the women. Issues to do with sanitary pads for the girls, issues to do with hygiene for schools, issues to do with water. Women do not survive without water in our villages. So looking into projects that you can come together, either fundraise together or even seek for funding from different quarters, and you're able to assist in developing our areas. I have noted with satisfaction that we have commonalities between our department and yourselves. A lot of commonalities. You are passionate about community issues, just like we are, and specifically empowerment of the youth, the women, and persons, the children and persons with disability. Sometimes this is a cadre that we might think through and say that because we have more girls who have gone to the university, now we stop talking about the ones who are down there. However, if you look at statistics, you'll realize that that cadre is still very down in our communities, especially at the bottom of the pyramid. So it would be very good to ensure that we have a way of helping them to maintain the rule of law, involvement of different sectors in development, partnerships, and collaborations. This is one of the areas we can work together, looking into areas and issues that would affect that lowest cadre, so that at the end of the day, we have a people and a community that understand the law. I'll tell you something from where I stand. Most of the people in prison today are there because they don't even understand the law. She's a lawyer, so she can tell you.
And you'll find the youth, the young men, because of our culture, you've touched a girl, and the minute you appear before the judge, they'll not even think. Okay? You've touched an underage girl, whether it is through sexual intercourse or through unfair touching. That is in the law. So you find a young man, because of culture, is rotting in jail because of that one day. Alipitisha tu hiyo mkono, alistretch tu hivi. What are we doing about it? To educate the youth about law, about what the law says. I'm sure some of you here have a know-how. So again, I go back to that cadre, speaking to them, ensuring that they understand what is the right and what is wrong. And I'm speaking to communities. I know of specific communities where the culture allows you to just pick a girl and marry. I urge you to keep up the spirit, maintain the momentum, because this is really good. You still have 4 years to go. And given the time, God's grace, you can do a lot. Maintain the momentum, maintain the vibrancy, and shape the thinking of all the members, as that for sure where the future lies. Use the numbers that God has given you, given the intellect to promote and actively participate in the leadership of this country. This is both directly and in a supportive role, because you may be a force by yourself. There are those who are a force in different sectors. Like I know, Madam is a force in the business sector. And I know others are a force in the NGO world. So even when your spouse is not part of you, you're able to push to have an edge in the leadership. Just the other day, on the 8th, we celebrated the International Women's Day under the theme Digit All. And it is sad to note that more often than not, women don't get to this space. When we talk about digitizing or ensuring that they are able to handle issues to do with the phone, the smartphones, they are simple things, because digitizing doesn't mean that you have to read a whole Excel sheet, really. It's the basic things that we require the women to know. That I can send you money on the phone, you can be able to operate a code on the phone. And I want to thank Her Excellency, because she allowed us to launch the program Karakana with herself, which will incorporate a lot of how to digitize, how to come up with plans online, and then you put it into practice. Because these days there are many ways of getting issues done. You can work on 3D, designs that are now put into practice, but you have generated it in a computer or thereabout. So improving the issues bottom up to ensure that our people are a par with the global arena. And Digit All agenda is part of this, ensuring that the woman on the ground is able to operate basically at the digital arena. And as I conclude, I wish to remind each one of us gathered here today that on Tuesday we shall be observing the International Forest Day. I'm not sure how many know about that. These are days that pass without us knowing, because possibly the level of publicity hasn't been done. So we shall be observing the International Forest Day. The Correctional Services Department, we have a close to 5 million seedlings across the country. So we have sought partners who will help us to uptake these seedlings. And the State Department has organized a major tree planting event at Marmanet, South Forest of Laikipia County, to which you are all invited. This is in line with His Excellency's agenda, the President's directive, planting and maintaining 15 billion trees by 2023, and I urge each one of you to ensure that you plant at least one tree whenever you will be, if you will not be with us at Marmanet. The climate change agenda is part and parcel of our life. The issue of changing our women down there cooking with charcoal, cooking with firewood, it's part and parcel that we are planting the trees and we are not gonna cut them. We will water them until they become of age for better use. And finally, honorable ladies, it is my hope that this induction helped in equipping the new NASLA Kenya NASLA K members with the tools needed to positively participate in the association's activities and programs. I wish to thank everybody involved in spearheading the organization of this important event. Thank you all. God bless you and your families, and God bless Kenya. Asanteni sana.
Wow, ladies, was that not inspiring? I think the PS deserves a standing ovation, in all honesty. It is quite impressive, Madam PS, the way you've spoken about issues interrelated with what you do at correctional services, but things that really touch at the core of society. Let's have a seat. Let's give her a big round of applause. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. And I think if I had it right, ladies, the PS challenged us. She told us about the children in prison. These are children in prison with no mistake of their own. They are there because their mothers are in prison. Madam PS, I think it's up to the age of 4.
Yes, absolutely.
So you can imagine a child between the age of 0 and 4 in prison, starting out their life in prison, with no mistake of their own, a victim, probably because poverty was criminalized, just as the PS has said. Let's take a moment, ladies, and think about those children. I think it fits right into our objectives. I think it fits right into what we do as NALSA Kenya, being there for the vulnerable, for the children, for the women, for the persons with disabilities. Thank you so much, Madam PS. This was an induction of only the ladies of the 13th Assembly, but I think we should be able to pass it on to our other counterparts, that indeed today is not in vain, and the seed that the PS has planted here may it flourish into a wonderful tree. Rachel, I think we'll leave you with the challenge of getting the ladies from Marmanet or nearby so that they can accompany the PS to plant the trees. Okay. So thank you so much, Madam PS. We truly appreciate you. I now want to welcome Ms. Carlin Wakabi. Ms. Wakabi is spouse to the member of, is it Embakasi? Embakasi Central. Not there are many Embakasi, so I don't want to say the wrong one. And I want if somebody, Sally, you could assist to get the gift so that as loving women of NALSA, we never fail to appreciate our guests. And I think Caroline will do us the honors of honoring the PS with a small package. Madam PS, this is a token of appreciation from the women of NALSA. If Caroline can have that package, just to appreciate the PS. Even as we reflect on all the issues she has raised, those children, tree planting, climate change. Karibu sana, Madam PS. We just want to appreciate you and thank you for your time out of a very busy schedule. God bless you.
As of today, we have about 270 children across the country.
Did you hear that, ladies? 270 children in the prison system below the age of 4. With no mistake, victims. I think, Madam PS, as we go into our next meeting, I'm going to challenge these ladies. And I hope you'll stand with me on this challenge. Can we stand with these children? Can we commit to the PS that the next time we meet with her, we have something for her, for those children? Yes. Let me just see by show of hands. Can we commit to stand with those 270 children as the women of NALSA and take it up upon ourselves? You've had them, Madam PS. We are going to stand with you. Please, Caroline, appreciate the PS. And by the way, Madam PS, in that package, and I don't even know if some of these members know, you can see some of these products. These are done by one of our members. Sally, come. These are actually her own products. So this is from her. Yes. Yeah, so that is it's homegrown. Thank you. Karibu sana. We appreciate you. Okay. Caroline, if you can hold this for the PS. As a token of appreciation again, because we love you. We're not done with you. We have more goodies for you. Madam PS, we have a certificate. First, we have a plaque for you. We hope it can find space in your home or in your office, just to honor you for taking time to be there with us. And it's the beginning of our journey. Please, let's appreciate the PS. Yes. Thank you so much, Madam PS. Again, we appreciate you. God bless you. We also had Miss Christine. We also had Miss Christine Vulimo. Please, we need to appreciate you. Thank you so much, Christine. You've always stood there with us. You've always been there for us. Ladies, I think we all appreciate a group photo with the PS in memory of this day and in appreciation of her time. Madam PS, if you can honor us with a group photo, we'll be quite appreciative. So we're going to set ourselves up right here. You can run up quickly, ladies, and then the PS will join in. We have about 3 seats. So ladies, you can quickly join me on stage and just have that photo with the PS. Thank you for your time.